Hey, everybody. This is Let Me See Your Transcript, your very favorite history teacher. I'm just coming on here with this information that I learned about a few minutes ago. I was out walking my dog and I had my phone with me and I was looking, scrolling. You know me, I'm like a news junkie and I'm always looking at the news or whatever. And I see that, I see that um, the man who was charged with the killing or the murder of Migos rapper Takeoff, that he has hired new defense attorneys. And I'm thinking to myself, when he did okay, just like going back in reverse in time. Okay. I can't believe it's been this long. Um, I believe it was 2022, 2023. And there was a shooting hey, Pixie Dust, there was a shooting at this billiards and bowling in downtown Houston, and it was like Halloween, you know, going October 31st, going into November 1st. So Takeoff and Quavo were there, and they were with Jay Prince Jr. and I think someone else too. I forget, and I think it was like his party, but the party was over because it was like 2 o'clock and they were closing up. And they were having a discussion or argument or something about a dice game. Missed you too. And um, allegedly, someone on Quavo, allegedly, I'm saying, allegedly, someone on Quavo Takeoff side looked like they were going to pull a gun. So someone on J. Prince Jr. side looked like they were going to pull a gun. And so ended up shots fired. And then Takeoff, who wasn't even in the argument, he gets hit. By the way, he wasn't the only one hit. There was some other people who were hit, who have been in the hospital for a very long time. But right now, nobody's really talking unless we find out some more information once the trial comes. Um, but yeah, so that's where we are. The person that they picked up based on the evidence was a person by the name of Xavier Patrick Clark, who was a DJ at the event. Now, what gets me is that when they looked for him, he was like trying to like leave the country. He was trying to find flights out of the country, whatever. Then he was in jail, right? And but then all of a sudden someone paid his bond. His bond was like $1 million. But I was like, on his paperwork, he put he was indigent. Then all of a sudden these attorneys decided to take his case. And I think I've seen some billboards of them around town. And then now all of a sudden it says that they have withdrawn from his case and that the new attorneys, I guess, have put in the paperwork that they're his new attorneys, which I'm trying to figure out. You were indigent, which means you were poor. You wrote on that paper, because if you go to the Harris County uh, website and go to the, I think it's, what's that lady's name? Marilyn Chambers, district clerk, right? And then you look at some of the paperwork and it says on there indigent. But someone anonymously paid your bail because he's out on bail with stipulations. Because look at him on the right hand side of my thumbnail. That's him in December when they had a hearing. Okay. Um, but now he has new attorneys. And I'm like, well, how are you paying for new attorneys and you are indigent? You said you were, a DJ. You get work, I guess, when it comes, and now you're indigent. So it says, court. I'm reading the article. The article is also. Let me put the article in. I put it in the description, but let me put it here in the chat too, so y'all can read it yourselves. Okay. In case I'm going, because I sometimes I be reading really fast. Okay. Let me put it in there. Okay. Okay, there you go. So it says court records show Clark is replacing attorney Letitia Quinones Hollins with Houston defense lawyer Kent Schaefer. Attorneys Dan Codgel and Anthony Osso have also joined the case. At the same time, attorney Carl Moore filed a motion to withdraw, telling the court clerk Clark has retained new counsel. Because, yeah, I remember it was a woman. I think it was two men, though. But I guess it was only one. Police say Clark fired into a group of people near a downtown Houston bowling alley in 2022. It was 2022. Investigators said the gunfire hit Kirshnik Kari Ball, known as Takeoff of the Migos. The filings state the change is not intended to delay the case. Clark's trial is currently set for November. How are you indigent, supposed to have no money, but you hiring for uh high profile attorneys? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm in Houston. Some lawyers I know because they got their own billboards and stuff. They got their own commercials and everything. And there's some attorneys that don't have that. They just, maybe in a different area, or they just, it's another way that they get their advertising out. So I'm gonna have to look these people up. But if I'm taking in the word of the authors of this article, he has some high profile defense attorney, because I'm thinking that they use that word, high profile defense attorney team is replacing the old one. Who is paying for that? Hmm? Because, like I said, on his paperwork, when he was like charged, and they're like, "Hey, do you have a lawyer?" Because you had to prove that you needed. Because when he first went in there, he didn't have an attorney. They had to give him what do you call it? Public defender, and on the paperwork he put he was indigent. But then later, all of a sudden, we see this press conference. The Quinones lady and like two men, and by the way, they were all black. They were taking his case. Now I'm gonna have to look these men up because I've never heard of them before. I didn't hear the previous people too, but I'm trying to figure out. Okay, these are high profile defense team. Who is paying for this? Who paid your bail? Who paid your $1 million bail? Who paid for the first set of lawyers? Who paid for the second set of lawyers? Why do you need a new set of lawyers? Did the old set of lawyers like, look, we can't get you off of this case. You going to jail. You need some new people. Like whose decision was this? I got questions. I got a lot of questions. So when I get more information, and also when the trial starts, I'll definitely come back and give y'all updates. But I wanted to give y'all an update about this because this was just really like weird to me. This man was it on the paperwork. It said indigent. He wrote it on there. He didn't have no money, but he was trying to leave town. With what money? You don't have bail, but someone anonymously put the bail there, paid your bail, then got you some lawyers. Now they got you some new lawyers. Okay, now. Okay, all right. Thank you, Pixie Dust. It's good to see you. Okay, Pixie, I understand. Um, but yeah, I'm just like, wait a minute. I thought you was in. I keep going with this word indigent. You said you was poor or po. Put it like that. You were poor or po. Okay. You ain't had nothing. But you getting all this help now. You getting all this help. And I'm just, yeah. So thank you for listening to me. Those of you in the bushes of the clouds, thank you, Pixie Dust, for coming by. And thank you to those who are going to watch this on the replay. Please check out the article that I put in the description and in the chat. So thank y'all so much for listening to me. I will talk to y'all later. Bye. So he was indigent.